Tired of flowers that bloom for just a week and vanish? Let's change that. These perennials don't quit after spring. They keep blooming, glowing, and thriving all season long. From early warmth to late fall color, they're the backbone of a vibrant garden. If you're looking for flowers that can take the heat and still look incredible, you're in the right place. Here are 15 perennial flowers that will transform your full sun garden all season long.
Let's kick off with a classic powerhouse, Echinacea, Purpurea, Magnus. There's something iconic about the way Echinacea stands in a sunny border, tall, bold, and unbothered by the heat. Magnus is one of the most reliable cultivars, known for its large purple petals and strong coppery center cone. It's not just a flower, it's a statement. And when the summer sun blazes, this one still holds its ground like a true garden warrior. Its daisy-like blooms begin in early summer and carry on well into fall, fading gracefully into architectural seed heads. Its petals reach outward in a soft magenta purple, while the cone draws in goldfinches and other seed-loving birds. Its sturdy stems never flop, and the clumping shape keeps things tidy and upright. This plant brings rhythm and color you can count on. It thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, and once it's settled, it becomes impressively drought-tolerant. Low maintenance and long-lasting, that's the coneflower promise. Pair it with ornamental grasses, black-eyed Susans, or Russian sage for a naturalistic palette that buzzes with pollinators. Whether in a prairie-inspired layout or a suburban border, this plant delivers both beauty and backbone. Next up, the ultimate golden glow, Rudbeckia fulgida Goldsturm. Black-eyed Susan doesn't just bloom, it beams. With its rich golden petals and bold dark centers, Goldsturm feels like summer bottled into a flower. It holds its head high even in punishing heat, giving off warmth and cheer long after most plants begin to fade. And whether you plant 1 or 100, it always manages to look like it belongs. Starting in midsummer, it throws out daisy-like flowers in waves, creating a sea of golden light. The contrast of deep green foliage and jet black cones makes every bloom pop, even from a distance. And unlike other flowers that come and go quickly, Rudbeckia keeps the party going into fall, reliably and enthusiastically. Full sun and well-drained soil are all it asks for, and once established, it's as tough as they come. It's one of the most beginner-friendly perennials you can grow. Try massing it in drifts or tucking it between coneflowers, salvia, or grasses. Its bold simplicity makes everything around it look better, and pollinators can't resist it either. In short, it's a garden workhorse with the soul of a wildflower. Shifting gears to a sunlit star, Coreopsis verticillata Zagreb. If Rudbeckia is the sunshine, Coreopsis is its sparkle. Zagreb lights up borders with soft golden yellow blooms that dance atop airy, thread-like foliage. There's something carefree about this plant. It doesn't just grow, it frolics. And even in harsh heat, it keeps its cheerful glow without breaking a sweat. Blooming from early summer well into fall, the small, starry flowers never seem to take a break. They float above the foliage like fireflies, and the plant's tidy mounding form means it always looks good even in lean soil. With its fine texture and non-stop bloom cycle, it brings both energy and softness to the scene. This is a true sun lover, thriving in full sun and dry to sandy soils. No staking, no deadheading, just a quick trim after its first big flush can keep it blooming even longer. Pair it with lavender, sedum, or catmint to create relaxed, glowing combinations.
It's perfect at the front of a border or along walkways, where its color and texture can really shine. For effortless joy in a flower bed, Zagreb delivers every time.
Now, for a cool-toned, calming presence, Nepeta walkers low. Some plants shout, but catmint whispers. Walkers low covers the ground in dreamy blue lavender haze, releasing soft fragrance every time you brush past. Its silvery green leaves and graceful flower spikes seem to hum in harmony with bees, who never seem to leave it alone. It brings a peaceful rhythm to sun-baked gardens. From late spring into midsummer, and often again later if trimmed, it pours out blooms in gentle waves. The mounded shape makes it perfect for softening the edges of walkways or borders, while the sheer number of flowers gives it serious impact. Even after blooming, the foliage stays fresh and full. This perennial thrives on tough love. Give it full sun, sharp drainage, and little water, and it will reward you endlessly. Once planted, it simply does its thing. No drama, no demands. Let it spill around Coreopsis, yarrow, or Salvia for a flowing, natural look. It's the perfect buffer between bold plants and hard edges, softening every space it touches with scent, color, and ease.
Time to bring in pure resilience, daylilies. At first glance, a daylily seems delicate. Soft petals, silky textures, a bloom that lasts just one day. But beneath that gentle surface is a survivor. These tough perennials bloom in waves all summer, shrug off drought, and thrive in just about any soil. Each bloom may be fleeting, but the display is anything but. You'll find them in shades of gold, coral, deep red, and creamy white, with blooms rising above graceful strap-like green leaves. The foliage itself adds structure, even when the flowers are between flushes, making it a year-round design asset. And when the blooms open, wow, they catch the light like no other. Daylilies love full sun and moist, well-drained soil, but they're adaptable and forgiving. Established clumps return reliably every year and get better with age. Mix them with black-eyed Susans, coneflowers, or ornamental grasses for a garden that feels warm, lush, and dynamic. Whether planted in mass or tucked into borders, daylilies offer a rhythm that never gets old.
Let's turn up the heat. Blanket flower. When summer hits its peak and most flowers start wilting, blanket flower just begins to shine. Gaura bursts open with fiery blooms, flames of red, orange, and golden yellow, radiating from a coppery center. It looks wild, free, and unbothered by drought or heat. This is the flower equivalent of a desert sunset, bold, beautiful, and unrelenting. Its daisy-like flowers bloom heavily from early summer straight into fall, often without stopping. The bicolored petals sometimes twist or flare, adding even more movement and personality. After flowering, the seed heads are just as ornamental, round and textured like little globe lanterns. It's a plant with something to show at every stage. Give it full sun and lean, well-drained soil. This isn't a plant for pampering. If you're gardening in tough conditions, this one thrives where others quit. Pair it with yarrow, Russian sage, or prairie grasses to build a sizzling border full of color and movement. For dry gardens or pollinator patches, blanket flower brings instant energy and long-lasting charm.
Now for something soft and smoky, Russian sage. Some plants glow gently rather than shout, and Russian sage is one of them. Its silvery stems and wispy lavender blue blooms catch the light in a way that feels almost ethereal. Even in the hottest, driest part of the summer, it stands tall and breezy, swaying with every breath of wind. It's a dreamy presence that anchors bold plantings with softness. From midsummer through fall, tall spires emerge, densely packed with tiny violet blooms. The aromatic silver foliage remains bright and clean, even through scorching sun. Its open, upright habit lets it blend beautifully into layered borders, never feeling bulky or stiff. Everything about this plant says, "I thrive effortlessly." Russian sage craves full sun and well-drained, even gravelly soil. Once established, it can handle heat waves without blinking. Combine it with coneflowers, black-eyed Susans, or sedum for a relaxed, prairie-inspired palette. Its hazy coloring makes it the perfect foil for stronger tones, adding grace and calm to the garden. Let's boost the bold verticals. Salvia Caradonna. Not all garden spikes are created equal, and Caradonna proved that with every bloom. Its deep violet flower wands rise above dark, almost black stems, creating striking contrast in the sun. This salvia doesn't just bloom, it carves rhythm into a border, pulling the eye upward and holding it there. Pollinators, especially bees and hummingbirds, absolutely adore it. Flowers begin in late spring and often return again in summer with a light trim. The dense spires hold their form well and don't flop or fade easily. Meanwhile, the gray-green foliage stays compact, clean, and bushy. No messy gaps, no thinning in the heat. It's the kind of plant that just behaves well. This is a sun worshiper that loves well-drained soil and good air circulation. It's the kind of plant that gives back more than it takes. Try placing it near catmint, yarrow, or coreopsis to create bold color layers. Its dark accents also help balance pastel plantings or highlight silver foliage nearby. If your border feels flat, this plant brings instant architecture. Soft, luminous, and tough as nails, Achillea Moonshine. Yarrow might sound delicate, but moonshine proves it's anything but. With its flat-topped, buttery yellow flowers and silvery foliage, it brightens borders like a beam of morning light. It has the look of a classic cottage perennial, but the heart of a survivor, thriving in dry, sunny spaces where others struggle. And it doesn't just bloom, it glows. Flowers begin in early summer and keep coming well into fall, especially if you trim faded heads. The ferny, almost feathery leaves add soft texture and stay attractive through heat and drought. It's one of those plants that makes a garden feel effortless and sunny, even when the sun's too much. Grow it in full sun and lean, well-drained soil, and it will reward you tenfold. In fact, it performs best when left a little alone. Plant it with lavender, sedum, or ornamental grasses for a relaxed, textured mix. Its soft color makes it a great bridge between bolder hues, helping your border flow instead of clash. Let's sharpen things up with elegant structure. Veronica spicata royal candles. Sometimes a garden needs clarity, clean lines, bold color, and reliable form. That's where Royal Candles Veronica comes in. With vivid blue-purple spires rising in neat vertical stacks, it delivers a crisp, modern look that still feels natural.
Even when planted in masses, it stays tidy and composed, like a chorus of flower wands standing at attention. It blooms in early to mid-summer, with strong chances of rebloom if trimmed lightly. The foliage is a rich green and forms a compact low mound, helping it blend nicely with both bold and subtle neighbors. Even as the season goes on, the flowers hold up beautifully, and the form remains sharp. Veronica needs full sun and well-drained soil to perform at its best. Once planted, it asks for very little in return. Use it in formal layouts or relaxed borders. It plays both roles well. Pair it with daisies, catmint, or sedum for a crisp, cool-toned palette with vertical appeal.
Shifting into sculptural beauty, Sedum Autumn Joy. When other perennials start winding down, Autumn Joy is just hitting its stride. This sedum brings chunky, succulent leaves and a late-season flower show that slowly shifts from rose pink to deep copper. It doesn't scream for attention. It stands strong, reliable, and full of quiet charm. In the fall garden, this is the anchor that holds everything together. The thick stems and fleshy foliage form upright clumps that stay neat all season. When the blooms appear in late summer, they start soft and blush-toned, then deepen with time, creating months of color that extend well into winter. Even dried flower heads look sculptural against frost and snow. This plant thrives in full sun and poor, well-drained soil. It doesn't mind rocky ground or dry borders, and once planted, it simply performs. Try pairing it with grasses like Pennisedum or with bold partners like Rudbeckia. Its strong shape and fall color make it the perfect companion to transition summer beds into autumn glory. Let's add some drama and motion. Blazing Star. Blazing Star lives up to its name with floral spikes that shoot upward like purple fireworks. This native perennial has a wild, electric energy that turns any sunny bed into a butterfly magnet. Its vertical shape adds excitement while the blooms open from the top down, a rare and mesmerizing detail. It's a plant that never sits quietly in the background. Each spike emerges from grassy clumps of foliage, giving the plant a clean, upright habit even before blooming begins. Once the color arrives in midsummer, the tall wands seem to hum with pollinators. The flowers last for weeks, and even after fading, the form stays interesting and textural. Liatris loves full sun and well-drained soil, and it's hardy in zones 3 to 9. It can handle heat, drought, and poor conditions, making it a solid pick for tough spots. It rarely needs staking, and the grassy base helps keep weeds at bay. Use it in bold groupings with coneflowers, grasses, or other prairie-style blooms. Whether in wild gardens or structured beds, it delivers vertical interest with a touch of magic. Time for a clean, cheerful classic, Shasta Daisy. There's something timeless about the simple elegance of a Shasta Daisy. With its crisp white petals and golden yellow centers, it brings light and clarity to a crowded border. This is the flower that says summer in the clearest possible way. And best of all, it's tougher than it looks. Blooming from early to midsummer and often again later, the flowers hold up well in heat and make excellent cut blooms. The dark green foliage stays tidy, and the upright stems don't easily flop, keeping everything looking fresh and intentional. Even a small patch feels like sunshine in bloom. Shasta daisies thrive in full sun and well-drained soil. Hardy in zones 5 to 9, They appreciate regular watering but are fairly drought-tolerant once established. A quick deadheading keeps them blooming longer. Place them with lavender, echinacea, or coreopsis for a classic summer combination. Their clean look makes them perfect for both cottage gardens and more modern designs.
Now for a garden that smells like summer. Lavendula angustifolia hidcote. Lavender doesn't just look good, it transforms a space with scent, texture, and calm. Hidcote brings rich purple flower spikes and dense silver foliage that practically glows in the sun. One brush of the leaves releases that unmistakable fragrance, instantly transporting you to a Mediterranean hillside. It's not just a plant, it's a whole experience. Blooms begin in early to midsummer and often return with a light trim. The stems rise above the foliage in tidy clusters, attracting bees, butterflies, and admiration alike. Even when not in bloom, the foliage holds its color and form beautifully. Full sun and well-drained, lean soil are key for lavender. Hardy in zones 5 to 9, it prefers dry conditions and dislikes wet feet. Once established, it thrives on neglect and rewards you with beauty and scent for years to come. Use it along walkways, in gravel gardens, or beside other heat lovers like yarrow and catmint. Whether you're designing for pollinators or peace of mind, lavender brings the atmosphere.
Let's finish with a flourish. Gaura lindheimeri, whirling butterflies. Some plants are made to dance, and Gaura does exactly that. Whirling butterflies sends up airy white-pink blooms on slender stems that sway and flutter in the breeze. It brings lightness to heavy plantings and adds movement where things might otherwise feel still. It doesn't just grow, it floats. From early summer until frost, Gaura keeps sending out delicate flowers that hover like a cloud above its green base. The blooms open a few at a time, giving the plant a constant shimmer without overwhelming the space. Its graceful, wild habit softens even the boldest borders. This is a full-sun perennial that needs sandy or well-drained soil. Hardy in zones 5 to 9, it's drought-tolerant, pest-free, and a favorite of butterflies. The less you fuss with it, the better it performs. Let it weave through stronger shapes like coneflowers or sedum, or use it as a gentle filler in mixed borders. Gaura brings motion, softness, and a final exhale to the summer garden.
Let these full-sun perennials carry your garden from spring's first warmth to fall's final glow. They're tough, beautiful, and always in bloom when you need them most. Thanks for watching, and for more garden inspiration, keep it growing with Plant Dew.